Aston Villa 0, Chelsea 3. Aston Villa lose their 4th game of the season in a very disappointing performance away from home. It's really disappointing, isn't it? Really disappointing. I think, apart from the 3rd goal, which to be fair was a really good goal from Lukaku, really just down to us. The 1st goal was really disappointing to concede so early on. I know they had a few chances prior to that. Obviously, Konza flicking the ball onto the crossbar from coming in from a corner, I believe. But Villa were doing really well defensively at that point, and then I think it was Konza was maybe out of position, maybe gone a bit too high up the pitch. The ball's gone straight into Lukaku. Tuanzebe slipped over when he's trying to mark him, and it's gone completely under Jed's steer. And it's 1-0 there. But after that, then really, the intensity from Chelsea really died down. Aston Villa started upon a lot more pressure, having a lot more chances, especially Ollie Watkins on the one where McGinn's won the ball back from, I believe it was Sal. He's fed it into Danny Ings, he's fed it into Watkins. Watkins has just gone past the keeper, Mendy, but he's just not able to get the ball in the back of the net. Some really good chances there from Villa. You're thinking, we're 1-0 down at half time, but really the momentum's with us right now. Chelsea haven't really threatened our goalkeeper since scoring. And Villa were like, okay, it's disappointing to concede, but we can go into it looking our heads up. 2 minutes then, Mings absolutely kills the game. It's another Mings mistake. First of all, not really tracking down on Lukaku, I believe. When the throw-in's coming in, he's standing in front of him rather than behind him around the goal side, making sure they can't turn and instantly run towards the goal. He gets the ball into him, and he's completely just unaware of what he's doing. He's giving it into Kovacic, who's running onto it, and he's instantly finished it right into the crossbar and in, not crossbar, the woodworking in, making it 2-0, completely killing the game then. And from that, the momentum died from Villa. There was really just a lack of energy. The pressing onto their defenders really just went. It was just boring to watch after that. It just really killed the energy and confidence within the team. And then obviously right in the last minute of the game, Lukaku getting another brilliant goal. Just putting it dead and out there, and it's just really a shame because it was a result that I just don't think was deserved at that point. Before that Mings mistake, it was a really evenly contested game, and I don't really understand why Villa weren't going into that second half at least at a 1-1 draw. But it's just playing mistakes that are killing us again, and it's killed us today. I wasn't coming into Chelsea confident that we would get the win, but considering we didn't get beaten by them last season, held out that 1-1 draw, and then obviously beating them at home 2-1. You'd think that Villa would be able to somehow get something out of it. I do still think that regardless of those last 2 goals, that we should have gotten at least a goal or maybe the draw out of it. It was just really disappointing to see. It's just deflating when you see stuff like that. It's deflating because it's not like you can put it down to a whole team performance. It's not like you can put it down to just one of those things. It's when you see basic mistakes like that, and it's from a player that we all know has made multiple of these mistakes. It's infuriating. It's infuriating. I put a tweet out saying, and I do believe this now, considering these mistakes, how often he's done this. If he's not going to correct these, why can't Villa now go look out at least next season's summer window for a new centre half? Because as much as I like Konza, he's not really the answer that we need right now of a strong, demanding centre half. These mistakes from Mings, and personally, I'm not feeling like he's really improving much more else. Considering he's not really starting in the England team, and he's not really feel like he's hitting that glass ceiling right now with Villa, and these mistakes aren't being improved upon. House isn't the answer. Tuanzebe might not even be here next season. I would really start to argue we need to find a centre half that can fill that role of the first team position and potentially be an upgrade on Mings, because if I'm seeing mistakes like this, it's just disappointing to our season. Apart from that, considering it was his first game in since a very long time, I thought Jed's did all right. If anything, he could have closed down a little bit better on some of the goals, especially the first and the third one. I think the third one, No, not the third one, sorry, the second one. I think if he's going to go for that second one, he needs to commit to it. Same with the first one. It's just disappointing. I thought formation-wise, we did really well. I know we all wanted to see what Danny Ings and Watkins up front would be like, and obviously it showed a really nice partnership there when you've got the brilliant hold-up play of Ollie Watkins when he's trying to shrug off Thiago Silva and Rudiger. You just think if you can get that ball in, if Deans is in the right position, he's going to find the back of the net, and he could have done it today. But Ings really didn't have a good game, just didn't really seem to have any natural role or impact in that field. I thought Watkins for his first game, that was superb. Just really unlucky not to get a goal there. I thought Ramsey and McGinn really liked the look of them, especially Ramsey. I thought he was doing really well. McGinn with some great tackles, especially that one, as I said, where he'd won the ball back and it led to that Ollie Watkins chance. I thought he was probably my man of the match today. Douglas Luiz, it's a point in the 80th minute. We're playing the ball out to the back. He's holding on to it for a long time. He gets it over to, I think it's Cash or Konza, and it is instantly giving away the possession because we've gone too slow with it. He's been too slow. And we're moving the ball out from the back, but apart from that, he was all right. And then defensively, I just thought we were fine, but really nothing to write home about there. And it's just ultimately just one of those that was also just a massive disappointment. And it also goes to the referee, Stuart Atwood. You are a wanker. I don't care about monetisation. You are an absolute wanker. The one where McGinn's completely won the ball from Jorginho, and he's giving him and Matt Targett a card, admittedly for mouthing off. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I think one Chelsea player got booked and about 6 or 7 from Aston Villa did. Absolutely pathetic, and it just shows how poor the officiating is in this league. Absolute wanker. He didn't help at all. And yeah, that's about it really. There's nothing much else that can be said because there's just nothing. After that second goal, the momentum completely dropped. Chelsea were just given the free time in the world because of the lack of opposing threat from Villa, and ultimately it just led to just a boring out defensive game from Tuchel. So fair play to him. I obviously said the title contenders, it wasn't going to be like we were going to come down and absolutely smash them, but you would have thought, considering the chances we had, at least we could have came for a draw. In terms of substitutions, it was nice to see Leon Bailey. He had a glimmer of hope in the first 5 minutes of coming on, but didn't really ultimately wasn't able to change the game. Bertrand Traore did really well when he came on. Nice bit of footwork from him, and really giving a bit more of an impact, but wasn't even there. And then he brings on the Camber for Douglas Luiz when you've got someone like Sanson, who we were all claiming to see. Just a point of substitution then when you're 2-0 down. You might as well just bring on Sanson, try and put some attacking threat into that midfield and try and give us a chance at least getting a goal back or two. But it's what it is. We go on to Everton next week. Hopefully we'll be there. If not, it's just going to be another standard reaction. But hopefully Villa can really change it around from Everton. They've been a little bit inconsistent under Rafa Benitez performance-wise. Some results they're doing really well. And then we're going to a really tough set of fixtures. Obviously, Chelsea again in the Carabao Cup, which we will probably lose. Manchester United, who have now just won 4-1 against Newcastle, and Ronaldo's back, so we're probably going to get smashed there. And then a Tottenham team that got spanked by Crystal Palace, who defensively are a bit of a worse, so there's a potential there. But if it all doesn't go into fall, I think if we don't get something like a win out of Everton, I think we could be really in for a really interesting next few games. But that's been my instant reaction to Chelsea 3, Aston Villa 0 for Aston Villa 0. Leave in the comments down below who you think was your man of the match, who you think should have been brought on as substitute. So I want to know what your substitutions you thought and what you thought of that 3-5-2 formation. Do you think that was a really good option going forward? And should we be looking to play 2 strikers up front or stick to Dean Smith's favourite 4-3-3? But that's going to wrap it up for me. I've been Ben. We move on to Everton next week, but up the Villa, with the pride of Villa. We'll see you later.